Yeah. So here we are. Over the course of 2 days it's taken, we've gotten that pond dug out again. And this is just a small pond. It's like a, I don't know, 20 by 20, I guess, swimming pool. It's not a real big pond. I know for a fact that an 8-foot backhoe, the one you see sitting over to the right, can't reach the center, which means that it's at least 16 feet wide this way. So that center piece there is like 3 foot, so 19, yeah, I'm close, 20 foot wide. And probably a little bit longer. But now it's also like 4 foot deep. So, normal swimming pool, except a lot muddier. I just had to fix my pump. Right there, that little stream of water coming out. And my pump had another leak in it. And I don't know if it's because of the cold or because of the fact that it's a positive displacement pump, which means that it actively displaces water instead of running like a turbine type thing or impeller. So it rattles and has check valves and all that stuff. So it probably rattled my screw loose. But that's okay. So, yeah. I'm going to spend, I don't know, this thing's, I put a rock there so it doesn't mix up the water. And already I can tell you it's a lot clearer since I put the rock there just a few minutes ago. And this pond will probably take the next 24 hours to fill, because I think that's only like a 12 gallon per minute pump down there. And it's not even running at full speed, so that I can have a bit of a longer life out of it. But if you look, you can see down there that the water right next to the rock. Let's see if we can zoom in here. I got a couple buttons. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you can see it's not very cloudy where it's around the rock, and that's because I have very clayey soil. So some of the people that are asking, if I need to line it, the answer is no, because my soil acts like a liner in itself. As long as the daggone ducks quit dabbling all my mud away, it'll retain water. And if you watch that water stream there, you notice every so often it has like a little bubble. That's because I can't seem to get my irrigation pipe completely sealed at all points. It's just how it goes, I guess. I don't know. It seems like everything I try, I cannot seal that irrigation pipe completely. And the irrigation pipe is just this black pipe here. It's 1 inch. But a little bit of air never hurts. It's not that big of a deal. It does decrease pump efficiency, but because it's a positive displacement pump, I don't need to worry about it eroding the impeller on a normal impeller pump through cavitation. So a little bit of air in there is not a big deal, but it does cause the check valves not to work right. So every so often it skips a beat, which is where you get that little air bubble. So now you know. As you can see, right here is where I dug it to last time. It's red, and the rest of this is dookie, and that stuff has the consistency of Jello. Well, I say Jello, I mean pudding. So it has consistency of pudding. And it stinks. Oh my God, does it stink? But the nice thing about it is it's essentially composted. As I was digging it out, I was seeing a bubble and stuff, which means there's active bacterial, life and stuff in there, which means it's composted. So this stuff is great for smearing on your lawn so you can get nice green grass. And that's exactly what I've done. Smeared it around all over the place. So I ought to have this coming spring not just a clay smear in my yard, but hopefully grass growing out of it. We shall see. So, I can't let the ducks in here right now. The sides are much too steep to allow them to come in. They'll happily go in, but they won't be able to get back out. And that's really the issue. Ducks that can't get out of water will get something called wet feather, and they'll drown. So we don't want that. It's, if you don't know what a wet feather is, it's where the oil can't keep, the oil that they have on their feathers can't keep the water from making them wet. It's if they spend too much time in the water, or if their oil gland ain't working right due to lack of preening or lack of access to water, they get wet feather. So we're just not going to put them in here right now. We'll let them commingle up there for a while, and eventually, since my fence guy is apparently having trouble getting, this is his latest excuse, having trouble getting people to work for him, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to buy more of this white fencing and expand the run. So I'm thinking another 300 foot of it, so another 2 pieces, or rather another $300 for 2 pieces. So that'll get me some more area, because I had a realization today, and that realization is some of those ducks that end up getting it looks like something's wrong with their leg, hobble duck. I got a sneaking suspicion that it is due to lack of niacin, because it seems like every duck that I put back into a hospital bin and feed flock raiser, they come back just fine. So I suspect it has to do with lack of niacin, which doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, it does to some extent, but given that they're out here allowed to eat all the grass they want, and that's where niacin comes from, they are still lacking in niacin. So I think what's happening is they're picking all of the clover out of the grass, which is like candy to them. It's white and red clover are sweet. I think what they're doing is picking all the clover out, eating all that, and then turning their little billed noses up at the rest of the grass, which is probably just fescue, which makes sense because animals do not like eating fescue, and hence niacin deficiency. So I got to figure out how to supplement niacin. I think what I need to do is just start with a base feed for my mash, add a shitload of cultured yeast to it, add some calcium and some alfalfa for the chickens, and that shitload of cultured yeast ought to get them the niacin that they need and reduce my cost to some extent, since I don't need, especially right now, layer mash. So we'll see. It's all about experimentation, and that's really what it is. So I'm gonna see if I can figure out another way to supplement niacin, maybe add some yeast to the water or something like that. I don't know, I'll figure it out. One of these days I'm gonna go pick up this sprayer. I don't know when that day is. It's already trashed. The geese have eaten the straps off of it, and seemingly, God words, seemingly broke the handle off the top somehow. Not entirely sure how. These are, I guess, Hulk geese. I don't know. Really beating the crap out of my stuff. So anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Just wanted to show you that I am filling the pond, so it ought to be ready to go here in the next 2 days or so, provided it doesn't freeze up, but we shall see. So see you guys. Have a good day. Be good.